Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast with your host, Chris, that random guy that is named Chris, because that is me. Welcome, everybody. This is a special, another mini-sode. 2 mini-sodes in 1 month. Crazy. I kind of like doing mini-sodes. And I like issuing them, and I like doing them. So I figured, why not? This is episode number 149. Almost getting to that 150. And I don't know what shop talk to talk about. I follow me on Twitter and Instagram, both at Casting for Two. And you know what? I haven't talked about the Secret Stage boys. I shouldn't say boys because there are females as well. I'm going to talk about the Secret Stage people. If you guys like to check out Secret Stage Productions, they have 3 podcasts rolling out, maybe a 4th, weekly. So I would head on over to secretstageproductions.com and give them a listen. They are partners. I'm partners with them. They're great guys and gals, and you should check out the stuff that they do, okay? If you like this show, Zach's been on, and he's great, so I enjoy chatting with Zach. We should have him back on again. But I need to get in my guest for today. My guest is the one, Julia Taylor, the real JT, for sure. She has a web series called Kaytay All The Way. And it's a fun web series about, the people that get famous for no reason, And so I had a good time chatting with her about it. And you guys should probably listen now, okay? Sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Good.
How's your day going so far?
Good. Can you see me?
I could see you, but you can't see me because I don't have a camera.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you want to turn your camera off, it's all good. It's just audio anyway.
Oh, okay. Here, let me just try that.
Okay.
So you still hear me?
I still hear you.
Okay, cool.
There we go. It's funny. So one time I was chatting with a group of people, and they had their camera on, which is fine. I don't really have a preference. But since it was a group of people, I could see, one guy would be talking and the rest would be just sitting there bored. And it made me feel bad because, like, oh, man.
That's funny.
But so how's your morning going so far? What have you done?
Fine, just dandy. I had a smoothie, and now having some coffee, doing some email stuff, the huge.
Right on, right. Okay, so I gotta ask, what kind of smoothie are you drinking?
Blueberry, banana, chia seeds, yogurt, some protein powder. So that kind of like protein shake, actually.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Right on. I know a lot of people that don't really like the taste of banana in their smoothies.
I love banana. I
Right?
have to have banana in it.
Yeah.
I actually don't like it if it doesn't have banana.
There you go. Yeah, no, I enjoy banana. I don't mind it. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's good. So as you can tell, this is kind of a loose show.
Yeah.
Where we can chat about whatever, but I would like to know when you got the acting bug.
When I got the acting bug, probably when I was 6 years old, I started doing musicals with like the local like park recreation organization in LA. And so I started doing musicals and I just kind of fell in love with it.
Right on. And so what about it did you like? Was it just like performing in front of others or coming up with creative characters, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've always just kind of liked being like expressive and weird and whatever. And actually, it's funny growing up too, like I wasn't the best reader as a kid, my parents told me.
Hmm.
But when I started participating in plays, they told me I'd be like up and down the house with my scripts, like cover to cover. And then all of a sudden in school, I'm like in the top reading group, you
There
know?
we go.
So it was just an interest that grew and my dad is a musician too, so I think arts are kind of in the family.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got started.
Right on. And so do you play an do you play an instrument?
I play piano
Oh,
a
okay.
little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right on. And so, you get the acting bug, and you're like, "Hey, I like doing this." How do you? First of all, did you ever think that maybe you'd want to do something else other than acting?
Well, I've done singing. I was
Hmm.
in a folk band a few years ago, and I've worked as a harmony singer here and there. Um, but I've also just always really loved acting too and being like I like playing weird, quirky parts, and so Kaytay is fun too because she's not typically a part I would play.
Right.
So it was just kind of funny that I came up with that for myself.
And so, how did you come up with the character K-Tay?
Well, Kaytay actually came about because of a few disparate ideas that ended up coming together. So like growing up, my best friend's name is Katie. And we would like talk really stupid to each other and be like, oh my God. And we just thought that was so funny. So this is
Right.
like in high school or whatever. So then fast forward quite a few years later, I started getting really into yoga. So I'm
Mm.
going to yoga pretty regularly. And you know how at the end of class, sometimes they have you do like the Om chant?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like or whatever. And in my head, I couldn't help but think I was like, what if I just like belted this out like Christina Aguilera style? Like, what would happen if I was just like, ha ha, like people do, you
Yeah.
know? So I had this little like fantasy of that joke in my mind of
Yeah.
like what would happen. So from there, I'm thinking like, okay, what kind of character would do that? Like some kind of diva, right? And then diva evolved into celebutante or like somebody who's kind of like an attention whore kind of person.
Yeah.
Um, so as you can see, so I have this idea of Katie and I manipulated that name of Katie into K-Tay.
Right.
And then I take this idea of the celebutante and then I'm thinking like, okay, K-Tay, like what rhymes with like Tay, like way. Okay. K-Tay all the way. And then having that tagline of all the way kind of informed for me like, okay, I have to take everything that K-Tay does. I have to take it all the way.
Right.
So you can see it's like all those ideas kind of coalesced and kind of informed like the character and where the series was going. And then just for celebutantes, I was thinking like, okay, like Paris and Kim, like
Hmm.
what did they do? They had their sex tape like leak and then they became these entrepreneurs and business women and stuff like
Right.
Kaytay's quote unquote sex tape is actually releasing tomorrow. So yeah, that's how it kind of all came together.
And then you did that yoga joke in your first episode.
Exactly. So I was able to work that in there.
Right on. And so I kind of feel like in the LA area, if you did that, somebody might join you. I'm just
You
saying.
think so?
Yeah, I think so.
like belt it out with me.
Yes, yeah, they might like, oh, she's going for it. I'll just go for it, you know?
That would be so funny because yeah, you have all these like stars, right? And it
Yeah.
just became like this little competition. That would be so hilarious.
I think you have to do this now.
Like do it for real. Just
For realsies, yeah.
actually that would be so funny if I just made a YouTube channel or videos or whatever just um recording that, like going to different yoga studios and seeing the different reactions of like what would happen.
There you go. Yes, I again, I feel like you could get away with it in LA. Everywhere else, they'd be like, "What is up with this chick?"
I You don't think I get that same reaction here? I think that would happen here too.
Well, I no, I think it'd be better over there. You'd probably still get that reaction, but outside of the California area, they'd just be like, "This girl, get her out of here."
Yeah, like oh my God. Well, we'll see. Maybe I will do it.
There we go. And so, what was the process of writing the web series?
Well, so I came up with the yoga episode like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, and as you saw in the first episode, it's just Kaytay like pulling these different stunts basically and just making a complete like fool of herself.
Right, right.
Um, so that was done kind of a while ago. And then a year later, I was like, okay, like I kind of want to continue this. This would be fun. So I don't know if you watched episode 2,
Yes.
but we brought back the hot guy from yoga class fully.
Right.
And so did that one, 2015, actually, a year later. And then I spent the summer of 2015 developing the next 6 episodes. I wrote most of them, got a co-writer involved. And yeah, so we worked on that in the summer and then we shot that all last fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I kind of knew in broad strokes when I took the idea for the season to my co-writer of like where I wanted it to go, like the points that I wanted to hit of like, oh, like celebrities getting arrested doing drugs, like kind of a tip of the hat to like Lindsay Lohan, like that kind of thing. But it's just
Right.
all very absurd and stupid. And and then like, you know, touching on like celebrity couples as you see with Maserati in episode 5. And then as you will see, I won't give too much away, but sex tape. So I had those like those ideas and I worked from there of like, okay, what will the dialogue be and like what are the jokes and what's going to happen? But I kind of knew that the shape that I wanted the season to take on. And if you watch all the episodes too, they all do connect. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can view them as individual sketches, but the whole season does connect with the storyline.
Right on. And was there an idea that was a bit too crazy to do? Maybe with these first couple of episodes.
Actually, no. Everything that I wanted to have happen, it happened. I think the craziest thing that I came up with when I took this idea to my co-writer, I was like, okay, and by the end of the season, I want Kaytay Cartier to be running for president. And
No,
like,
no.
you know, at first they were like, okay, like in what world would a reality TV star be running for president? But now I guess my idea wasn't that absurd since we actually do have a reality TV star running for president.
Exactly. Now you're just he's going to sue you because you're copying him.
It's so funny too. I actually came up with this idea for Kaytay to be running for president before a lot of this stuff that we're seeing currently is happening. But I did manage to work in like one little Donald Trump joke in the last episode. But yeah, so no, all the ideas that I wanted to bring to fruition, they happened.
That's cool. It's almost like a character that you can literally take around anywhere.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, she's head of NASA and going off
Exactly.
to open up a shopping mall on Mars.
Right.
There's no water, but there will be a mall.
No, and actually I love that you say that because I've always thought about Kaytay. Like she thinks she can do anything. And I
Right.
love that about her.
Right.
I love playing her for that reason because she is so unapologetically herself. And she's like, I'm funny, I'm hot, like guys love me, I can be an astronaut, I can do whatever. Like watch me. And she
Yeah.
just does it with such confidence, even if she does it all like wrong.
There you go. And so when you're, writing or doing anything, is there something that you have on in the background just for inspiration of writing, or like any sort of like music, movies, anything like that?
Actually, no, not really. I kind of like to be like kind of silent and just go into my mind and see how these things would play out. And then when I am writing with somebody else, it's fun too that we can kind of bounce ideas off of one another. And then when we're like, dying on the floor laughing, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe we're onto something good here.
Yeah.
Uh, so so yeah, that's kind of what my writing process was like. Either alone, I kind of like to just do it by myself, or if I'm with somebody else, then we'll just, get imaginative and creative and playful and see where it takes us.
Okay, right on, right on. And so for the people at home who would like to watch the show and keep in contact with you, where can they do that?
So everything is like Kaytay All The Way. Like my Instagram handle is Kaytay All The Way, Kaytay All The Way. And if you just type in Kaytay All The Way on YouTube, you'll find the series, and you can subscribe and watch and like and share, and a Facebook page as well, Twitter. It's just all Kaytay All The Way. And also another exciting thing is that Kaytay All The Way has been accepted to the Downtown LA Film Festival for this September. So that's another thing too. Like if you happen to be in the area and want to catch some web series, come on out to that.
Right on. And that'll be like all the episodes in one chunk.
Actually, no, I'm going to select 3
Gotcha.
episodes
Okay.
to feature there.
Right on. And then attend any yoga place and start belting some awesome
That's right. Maybe you'll find Kaytay there.
you'll hear her, don't worry.
What was that?
No, if they happen to find you there, they'll hear you.
Oh,
You'll
yes,
be belting it.
the Kaytay, not me.
Yes,
but.
yes, of course, of course. Well, thank you, Julia, for chatting with me. And whenever you want to come back, just say the word, all right?
Absolutely. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day. And
You too.
filled with smoothies.
Yep, absolutely.
All right,
Okay.
bye-bye.
Bye.